Man, it's episode 3 already. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the NextGen Racing League Super Power Hours. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Joshua Temple. I am joined by my beautiful co host, Jason Nepper, Nip Dog. Nip, welcome back, buddy.
I'm glad to be back. Interesting week this week.
Yeah, and we're down one today. We're down Shiesty, so that'll be a little bit interesting. But we do have a fill in for Shiesty. We'll get to that in a minute. Nip, episode 3. How we been feeling, man?
I think everything's coming along smooth. I mean, there's still um, bugs to iron out and all that, but I think we're slowly getting there. Um, got a long ways to go still, though. So starting to see some dominant in the Cup Series, and we did have our first hot seat guy
Hmm.
come up and run. So got that up and going now. So the league's wide open. We Speedy actually added a new guy tonight,
Hmm.
so it'd be interesting to see how he runs. Man, I'm just excited for this season.
Yeah, and this is the second weekend, and we get to go through it all. So, without further ado, let me introduce Shiesty's replacement for tonight's episode. C Trick, welcome, buddy.
Boo! Oh, you guys. At least I'm better looking.
Better looking 100%. Yep, that fucking goddamn doucher
At least you
Shiesty.
don't look like a young Jeff Gordon in your picture.
Oh, well,
No, but I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Trickle, we're glad to have you. How are you feeling so
Sure.
far? A couple weeks into the race.
First week felt great. Top five in the standings is what I was aiming for. This past week, dude, it was a little rough. A lot of self-inflicted injuries. Texas wrecked myself. Nobody round. Battled it out a lap down, and then moved on to Watkins Glen after getting a top 10 at Texas, and got a 13th place finish because I black flagged myself on the third stage. So self-inflicted injuries, but it's a long season. Ready to go.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot of that. So, I mean, as the season goes on, we'll learn around certain things and stuff will tighten up. So, we got a lot to look forward to.
Yes, sir.
Nep, would you like to introduce our next guest?
Most definitely. Our next guest, last week we had a new Xfinity guy, so we only felt right to continue that trend and bring in another um, new Xfinity guy. He started with the group, right there towards the end of, D2D, and he made the transition with the rest of us. Great guy. He's on every single time there's a practice, he's there. Every race he shows up for. Um, I think he's going to be, he puts in the legwork and the time, so I think he's going to be great with the league and all. But without further ado, there's only one way to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Lakilla to the show.
Hello,
What's going on, buddy?
Knuckle Nuts.
Lakilla, we've been seeing great things out of you, and we're glad to have you on the show. Real quick, tell us a little bit about yourself, bud.
Yeah, I'm a kitchen work. When I'm not working, I'm usually working in the kitchen.
Oh,
Make ends meet.
hey, you got to do what you got to do. So, are you like a chef or something, or a dishwasher?
Dishwasher.
Um, one of my one of my first jobs when I was a younger person, I actually worked at a Ruby Tuesday as a dishwasher. So, we all got to come from somewhere. Where are you from?
Kansas City, Kansas.
Ah, Midwest boy. So, real quick, even going back with D2D and all, what led you to find this league and all that, and how you feel you fitting in?
Growing scrolling through Facebook looking for a league. I was tired of beating AI. Found the D2D league through NASCAR Heat 5. Ran a
Wow.
few races.
Well, I know you're on here a lot practicing. It's like you've been on all day with the new update. Running Portland. Y'all have that in Xfinity here in a couple weeks, so getting all the practice in you can. Um, the inside joke, even though he's not eligible for Rookie of the Year, but the battle brewing between you and Josh for Rookie of the Year of Xfinity. You know, the first race you had, get lagged out or whatever, but I think you had a pretty good run this week. So you think you're still going to be able to wrap that Rookie of the Year up?
We're gonna take it one race.
Hey, that's all you can do.
See if we
But
can
Bud,
back up the top 10 with another one.
well, I'll tell you, you're practicing Portland, which is great, which helps you out for this coming Sunday's race at Watkins Glen. So, make sure you're practicing on that. But um, there's going to be times here in the show we're going to call you in for more questionings. And by all means, when we get to the roundtable portion, feel free to chime in. So,
All right, thank you, Lakille, and thank you, Net. But as each episode goes on, we get to our table of contents. Starting off with NetDog's weekly race report. Next, we have Shiesty's Eagle Eye. Even though Shiesty's not here, that's besides the point. And then, last but not least, Temple's Drama Rama. Let's get into it. There's a lot to uncover, a lot to go through, and a lot to piece together. Nep, take her away.
thank you, Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, week, what is this, week 2, week 3?
We too.
Week 2. Wow. um, a lot of action to go through with some interesting racing this week with the Xfinity cars and the Cup Series cars. Um, I know there they are. Xfinity, we were at Texas Motor Speedway. Tight turn 1 and 2, so it was interesting to see how things would go. Josh, you were able to capture the pole for this week's for the Texas race. Lead us to green. We got that going at it. Um, Rowdy was able to snag stage 1. Josh, you came back and snagged stage 2. Hard fought battle up front, but newcomer Heavy D was able to pick up his first career win, beating you out, beating Josh out. Josh finished second. Samo finished third. Redneck came in fourth. Mountain Dew Man came in fifth. And so, we had Heavy D on the show last week, and for him to go out this week and to be able to capture a win, that's big over there in the points for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do want to say this. I mean, and if anyone watched the live of when we were racing Xfinity, it was an interesting race, to say the least. When we had a green flag run, it was balls to the wall. I mean, it was just you cannot slip up. And then if a caution came out, you better get tires because even if there was a difference of 3 laps, 2 laps, 5 laps, the tires showed after a couple laps of being ran. Um, and that's what happened there at the end of stage 1. I think I fell back to like fifth or sixth or something. The car finally gave up. Stage 2, went in a good position. Car felt good. I got back out front and we were able to grab that. And then the ending of the race with Heavy D. Um, That man threw a Hail Mary block down the back stretch. Made me pucker the whole time. I was just hoping I didn't wipe each other out going into three, coming to the checkered. Um, and yeah, the caution came out, cut the race short, and I would have loved to see that play out to the start finish line because it was either we were having a side by side battle for the win, or Samoa was gonna blow our fucking doors off with the fresh tires he had to rip apart in one another race. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, it was an interesting ending. I just wish we got a little more green flag running, but it's still early in the season, so we're still figuring stuff out.
Exactly.
Hmm.
You know, y'all get ready because y'all got y'all's first road course coming this Sunday with Watkins Glen, and we've seen, and we'll get to it, but we've seen how much of a pain in the ass it could be in the Cup Series. But
Hmm.
over on Monday night, we ran at Texas Motor Speedway in the Cup Series. JPR was able to come out there and capture the pole. JPR seems to know know the lines to and how to pull a fast lap out and grabbing the pole. So kudos to him. Takes us in. We wanted to try something. We tried last week. We tried Michigan. No, was it Michigan? What was the second race? Iowa. And we tried on relax and it went good. We wanted to try relax cautions, and we actually had nothing but green flag runs, which it was came down to strategy. Samo was able to capture both stage one and stage two, showing his dominancy, looking to be the car to beat. um, come out there stage three, just going going at it. Samo was definitely going to be the car to beat as he was able to drive away with the first place win, capturing his second win in a row in the Cup Series.
Amen to the
Followed by
gasps.
yeah, followed by Reb, JPR in third, Beer Stick finished fourth, and Old Rowdy came in fifth. You know, great great runs out there. I had a good car. It was coming to the last green flag stop in the second stage. I was sitting there doing my adjustments, and I looked up, and I was like, "Crap! I missed my point of entry on the pit road." So it's like, "All right, I'm gonna have to stay out one more lap, come around turn four, and my ass end just washed out from underneath me." And by the time I got it back, yeah, you laughed. I damn sure wasn't laughing. But
Shitting your brains out.
yeah. Um, Unfortunately, fell a couple laps down. And with no cautions coming out, I just never could get back on the lead lap. So it is what it is. Lessons learned. Need to start working on putting my adjustments in before I get to the pit road entrance. Then come last night and Watkins Glen. Bames, if you got it, this is where you put wah wah wah. Yeah, there you go. Perfect one. We go out there. JPR sits the pole. So back to back poles for him this week, sweeping the poles. I'm gonna have to get used to that.
It throws you off a little bit, man, but it's
It does, it
interesting.
does. But I love it. It adds a
Hmm.
little spunk to the show. But I
Pizzazz.
gotta get, I definitely got to get used to those. But we go out there stage one, and I don't know if it was a tight track or what, or being a road course, what the case may be, but the first two stages were basically a nightmare. Um, I think we were able to get maybe two green flag laps in. The rest were all caution. But as a result, it worked in JPR's favor as he claimed stage one. We'll go out there for stage two. Same story. But this time, Speedy was able to claim stage two. So we go into stage three, and we're all hoping things would get better, and it actually did. We actually had a great stage three. I felt in my book. Um, go out there, and of course, here comes Samo picking up his third straight win in a row as he picked up the win there at Watkins Glen,
Let me add
followed by.
this real
Go ahead.
quick. That was a last corner pass for the win. Go back, watch his stream and JPR's. JPR no had like no tire left, and he ran out of fuel coming out the last corner, and Samo was there to capitalize. But yeah, Samo had a fast car, man. He deserved these wins. He is definitely the guy to beat right now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be interesting going into this week. We have Monday night. We're at Phoenix, which in Heat 5 he had real good cars at Phoenix. But we all know come Tuesday night we got Daytona. We know Super Speedways is not Samo's favorite tracks. Not because he's not fast, but he he hates super speedways.
And
He
we'll
don't
get
want
to
to fight.
and we'll be able to test out the new draft package that the game now offers. So I'm curious how that's going to work out for us. So that'll be an interesting race altogether.
Exactly. Also, like I said, Smoke finished first at Watkins Glen, followed close. Unfortunately, kicking himself in the ass. JPR in second. Speedy was able to pull off a third place finish. MB was able to take a fourth place finish. And newcomer Ford was able to pick up a top five finish. So he was able to stick with it and get a top five finish. That really helps good in points and all that. So we're going to be looking coming into two. You know, Phoenix can be a tough track from time to time, and then of course it's once we get to Daytona, it's one of those. It could be anybody's track. Teamwork's really going to come into play, and not just with your own team. Some people might have to rely on another team a driver from another team to take it. So, um, but I'm not going to do the points. I'm not going to do the points every week, but we will post the points here probably within the next day or so in Discord. Yeah, well, that might not be your favorite thing, but
Yeah.
but that can, one, we save that for every couple of weeks. We'll do the points and all that, but you know, you can look in Discord and see it. But JPR sweeping, the poles and Samo sweeping the wins.
Hmm.
Let's see if their luck continues on to the next round. Um, Real quick, this weekend there is severe winter weather coming in a lot of the area. As it's been asked about the race on Sunday. As of this moment, the race is still going on. Qualifying will still go on. We are going to play it by a day-to-day basis, and depending on a percentage of how many people might be without power, if a good bit of the leagues without power, it, not so much Cup, but Xfinity guys, if the guys that are competing for points, if they're without power, it's not right to run the race. So we're going to have to play it by ear and see how everybody's power is holding up Sunday night. But as of right now, we will still be running Sunday night unless there's a massive next gen racing league power outage, and then we would have to push the race back to you know later in the week, or we'll get it in when we whenever we can. But as that's the main news to discuss. But with that being said, that's going to wrap up my segment.
And
And
Nip, as always, thank you. Thank you for going in
oh,
depth with all the categories, finishing orders, little storylines throughout the races, stuff like that. It's appreciative, man. You do one hell of a job. Thank you.
I sit there before we go live and
Hmm.
I rewatch video, everybody else's streams and stuff like that. I watch my streams
Hmm.
to make sure that I got everything on lock and all that. Today, I didn't I didn't get to spend as much time on it as I wanted to because I wanted to get all these numbers issued out, and that took a good little bit of time to get the Xfinity guys their numbers and Cup guys. So anybody that's listening, if you do not have a number, get with me, and we'll work on getting you a number. But I believe the only person that does not have a number is Wheaton. He's probably working or whatever the case may be. I'm sure he'll get with us later on and we'll get his number wrapped up for the Xfinity series. So, but we have something new, Josh, here on the show, and I'm gonna turn loose of the mic and let's gonna do something we haven't done before, and I've been looking forward to this. We got an advertisement to throw in there.
Yes, we do. And I do want to thank, before we go into it, I do want to thank this company for reaching out and giving me an opportunity because they are actually a sponsor of the channel. So without further ado, let me turn it over. I have some exciting news to tell everyone. As you can see, W Energy has came on board to sponsor this channel. It is a very unique opportunity and I really truly do appreciate their support. They are an energy drink company that aim to give gamers the boost they need with no jitters. And man, I know if you don't like them, I don't like them. I hate the jitters. Check them out at www.dubby.gg and enter my promo code TEMP26. That is all caps TEMP 26 for 10% off your order. Dubby Energy. Be better. Yeah, that was a really cool thing that I got an email on actually towards the end of the week. And whoever's watching the stream, can you please mute yourself? But yeah, it was a very interesting email to get, and it was cool. It's a cool little opportunity. So they get to stick around with us, and they'll be in every single show from here on out. So thank you very much.
Sorry about the stream play, Josh, but I didn't hear the ad in
Okay.
my headset,
Yeah.
so I wanted to make sure that it was being played on the actual live itself, and it did come through completely on there. So
Yeah. No, that's why I was testing it
I
beforehand.
sit
I just
here.
want to make sure everything was
It
good.
was all quiet. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I hope it's playing in the stream and all. So I had to turn it up and make sure that it was, and it did get played. So
Cool.
good
Perfect.
deal.
All good. Well, enough of me and Nep talking today. We're going to Shicey's Eagle Eye, but it ain't Shicey's Eagle Eye this week. It is C Trick's Eagle Eye. Without further ado, let me pass the mic over. Trickle, the floor is yours.
All right.
Do it!
All right. So I'm going to be taking over for Shiesty, and I'm going to be asking the panel and you guys in the chat some questions we can discuss. First, I'd like to go off and say, after the first 2 weeks, what's the early predictions for the Owners' Championship? If you look at the points, High Life is leading with 583. Dark Horse F537. Trailing behind them is Outlaw Racing, and then PPR at 469.
All right, I'm
What do you
chiming
guys
in.
think?
I'm chiming in right now. I know Dumpster Fire Motorsports ain't gonna get close to any of these, but anywho, High Life Motorsports, the team. All you have to hear is Samo, MB, and JPR. That is a very solid lineup there, and they've been showing it on track. And Samo, with the last three races he's won, so it's just like right now that's the early favorite. My long run favorite, in all seriousness, my long run favorite is going to come down to Dark Horse and Outlaw. I think they're going to show up and show the hell out very fast.
I wish I had a button with a Lee Corso, not so fast, buddy. Because, you know, Highlight's been doing good with Samo in his 3 wins in a row. And Samo's always a tough competition. Dark Horse, Speedy's going to be they've got one, once they're starting to click, Beer Stick's coming along, Trickle doing good, and Speedy. Rowdy, his team's coming together. But don't look past us boys over at PPR, okay? I mean, Bames, we've got quite a few mile and a half tracks, and Bames always tough there. Shiesty, when he starts to click, Shiesty, he's going to click. Wolfie can pop off a win here and there. I think I could be wrong, but I believe he usually finishes pretty good at Phoenix. I think he might have won the last Phoenix race we were at. So, and then don't count me out just yet, guys. I might be the odd, the back runner of this team, but don't count me out yet. So I've got to have faith in my team. I think we got a great team, even if we got Bames. But I think we can compete.
Bruh. I knew that was coming. I would like to add on the back end of that, though. If you look at these points in 2 weeks, 583, 537, 506, 469. That's pretty damn tight racing for the teams. I mean, you're only in week 2. We have a long season. If it continues to remain that tight, I mean, these teams seem pretty even.
Yeah.
In the long
Oh,
run,
I
it's
agree.
definitely going to come down to be who can just get the most wins. It's going to come down to that because everyone's going to start taking their turns of running their best in a race, and you're going to see those points get even closer. I mean, yes, in the beginning with this, and I've totally forgot how the team points are being made, but it's going to come down to whoever can win the most races. So, yeah, you guys better start chasing Samo down and start beating his ass because that's what I think the difference is going to be. It's going to be on the wins.
Okay.
All right. Well, if we move on to the next slide, this question is out of the 2 series, Xfinity and Cup, which driver, excluding the obvious tried and true vets, has flown onto the scene ready to fight the tracks and take checkers?
So,
Um,
so can I count JPR in this on the
Yes,
Cup
of course.
side? So on the
I would
Cup,
like to, count a couple of them.
so on the Cup side, JPR Reb is technically at this point in time a veteran. Um, I know he ran our last Xfinity season was back on Heat 5, but regardless, I feel like he's a vet. He's always a threat to come out and win. On the Xfinity side, Heavy D, he just won. Like he actually ran a really good race, and he had a top 3 car basically the whole time. So those two are my biggest jump outs. Um, I know Beams' ass is on his way there because I know, especially when it comes to like a mile and a half track, that guy is hooked up and ready to roll. So I'm sure I'm sure you're gonna see him up in the top 3 again. But yeah, that would be my 3 people that I would call out right now. Also, there is one other person. I just let his fucking name slip my mind. Trigun. Trigun's another one I forgot to add. Those 4 are definitely fucking. They're out here ready for blood. They're out here looking for W's.
oh yeah, as far as it goes for Xfinity, I agree 100% with the whole, you know, Heavy D is a front runner over there in Xfinity. Just picked up a win. Um, I think Mountain Man's coming along, or Mountain Dew Man is coming along. I think he's going to be a good one to compete. From the preliminaries and what we was able to run with him, Memphis had some speed here and there. So there's a couple guys there that, you know, hasn't quite peaked yet or hasn't been able to make it into the races. One other guy, Toxic, you know, as we all know, he had a child right before the season started, and the child had complications and, you know, was in the hospital and all. And of course, by all means, we understand 100%. And but bless you, Lord, for looking over the baby. But I could be wrong, but I believe the baby was able to go home yesterday, so he's going to be able to get back in here. So as far as it goes for Xfinity, I think there's quite a few guys. You know, Hamrick, who, you know, he was in the league, but then wasn't in the league. You know, he's starting to figure it out. You know, I've been on a couple of practices with him, and he's got speed. He's still trying to adapt to the whole this game and being on a controller, but he's one of them that he puts his time to it, and he can. You know, he's going to be fast. You know, just like with Jay Clay. Jay Clay, of course, is a veteran. As far as to go for Cup, you know, and looking at, like you said, JPR, Ford impressed me on that road course. You know, I mean, and he's always right there in the mist. You know, in the Cup stand. I mean, in regular races too. So I think he has the potential to really do good. So
And I'll add in there too. I think Mountain Dew Man in Xfinity, even though he may not be the front runner, he is, in my mind, in the first 2 weeks, exactly what we're looking for later on to bring the Cup. Somebody who's willing to ride, and if he gets passed, he gets passed, and he just keeps trucking. And he got a top 10 the other night, so I mean, good on him. And then I would say in Cup, yes, you got your Triguns, you got your JPRs. Ford, 100%, you nailed it there. And I know this guy's a vet, but I mean, I have to give credit where credit's due. Everybody seems to be very pleasantly surprised by Beer Stick.
oh, I will say this about Beer Stick because you know I
Definitely.
was over in D2D with Beer Stick. When Beer Stick shows up, he's going to be a tough person to compete with. You know, he's fast when he shows up. That's my only downside to Beer Stick, and I think he's got that behind him, and he's looking forward to this season. So, you know, I think he's going to be a hard one. It's one of those. Do you count him as a vet, or do you count him as a new guy? You know, because but some of the other new guys, Sharton, you know, he's doing pretty good. I mean, he led a couple laps yesterday in the Watkins Glen race. Baines, of course, we talked about mile and a half teen. Um, I mean, there's Reb technically is a rookie. You know, he ran in the Xfinity series over in D2D, but he never ran in a Cup series. So, and we know how good of a driver Reb can be. You know, he's fast as well. So, it just to throw one person out there, I don't think I can just do that. I mean, I think there's a handful of guys that rookie of the year class in Cup, it's a tight one.
Yep. And then I got one more question for you guys.
That's what she
You
said.
guys are ready. Ha. Are drivers fighting off villain drivers, or is their kryptonite themselves self-inflicted wounds? And I ask this, and I'm going to bring myself as an example. Screwed myself over at Texas, and then even in Watkins Glen, uh, JPR got pushed into me, got hooked. Literally, the next caution was me getting hooked again. But was it my fault? After looking at the video, even though I wasn't mad, I was just frustrated in the moment. I went back and looked at the video, and sure enough, there was things that I missed, and I missed my mark. I mean, could another driver there's always different options of what each other's going to do, but when you're racing tight, and in this instant, I was racing tight with Josh. but I was also behind MB in a pack of cars, and I was trying to be proactive about it. And I decided coming out of the tunnel and going down that back straight towards the chicane, I said I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to back my entry up even more to give those guys room in case they get bundled up or bunched up. And when I did that, Samo JPR came flying past my door, and I had thought that was Josh, but it was JPR. So I ended up going to take my line as normal, and I pushed him as low as I could, not knowing he was there, got hooked. So that's why I'm going to bring that up. Are drivers fighting off villains, or are drivers their own kryptonite?
I, I honestly would have to say their own kryptonite. Um, I can only speak for myself, but this week alone, at Texas, once I made my adjustments, my car was hooked. I could hug the bottom and make even that tight turn 1 and 2. It's just like I said, earlier, um, missed the pit opportunity. End up my tires were so low that I had no grip coming out of 4 and lost it, which then cost me a good finish. Even last, I say it 100 times, I'm not a road course guy, but last night I had a decent run and come to the bus stop, back to back laps, come to the bus stop and hug the bottom and caught the rumble strip and looped myself. So, you know, there are some situations where tough battling going on and just wrong place at the wrong time. But I think a lot of the cautions that we've seen are people they're knowing how good they can be, and they're pushing the envelopes way too early. I think that was the issue at Michigan. Was it Michigan? Yeah, Michigan had all the cautions. Um, People just rushing. At Watkins Glen last night. Instead of you look at that third stage when we were able to actually calm down and let everybody get separated enough to where we can make moves and all. That third stage was great. But I think we're still having the issue where we're pushing ourselves when we don't need to push ourselves. Speedy, you look at Speedy's situation, I think it was at Texas Monday night. He had a fast car and his blows the motor, as we call it, his internet lagged him out. So, had he been able to run that race, he might have been up there competing for that win. So,
100%. What about you, Josh?
Definitely self-inflicted. I mean, I know you brought up what happened with the other day, but just not even looking at that situation, other situations. A lot of these guys early in the race, and I did it at one point in time. I understand it. You wanna, you had a rough qualifying or whatever the case may be, or maybe in the beginning of the race you got caught into an accident. You go all the way to the back of the pack. You say, screw being patient. I'm gonna get up to where I know I should be. There's a point in time where you have to take the where I know I should be and the you can work your way up there slowly and separate them because most of the time people want to get to where they need to be as fast as they can, and that's causing a lot of issues early in these races, and we saw that at Watkins Glen. That's why there was a lot of very early quick accidents, cautions, because it was just guys being overzealous, pushing, like Nep said, the envelope way too fucking early. Um, and also the other thing I am seeing too is a lot of people lacking the car awareness. We're in a racing game, you know, where we made it to where we don't have to communicate all the time to let people know where we are. If you use your mirrors, if you're looking around using the D-pad, the directional pad, looking left, right, you're paying attention to where everyone is. It gets to a point sometimes where people will lack that or think that they're perfectly fine and they're not. You know, I've always looked into it. I want to be safe than sorry. If I know, if I feel like someone could be in a spot and I didn't see a car for a couple seconds, I'll glimpse over real quick just to make sure I'm in the clear. Um, or for instance, in that spot that you were in, Trickle, I don't blame you 100%. I would have did the same exact thing because Samoa and JPR came flying through. I would have never thought another car was right there, and I tried matching their break points, and you didn't see that, and it wasn't real. In all seriousness, it wasn't your fault. It was just the point of basically being blindsided, get ready to enter the corner. So I I I just think all these things that we're seeing happen, it's all self-inflicted. This isn't people trying to go at each other. This is the singular person getting too much into um trying to be the best of themselves, I would say, too early into something, and it's causing issues. So it's all this little wrecking stuff. It's self-inflicted.
I do
And
want to
now
touch on.
oh, go ahead.
I do want to touch on one incident that happened at Texas. I we had a guy qualify for the race, but then no showed. Mr. Joshua Temple.
Stop yelling
You
at me.
qualified for it, but then you didn't show up.
I fell asleep.
But hold on, let me finish. I'm making a ruling as
That's what she
president
said.
of the. I'm making a ruling as president of the league. That race, even though you qualified for it, will not count as one of your 16 or 18 races um, to run in the Cup Series. I'm not going to hold that against you.
Okay. Hey, Bames is still there, guys.
Yeah. Well, maybe he got one of those energy drinks, and that's why he's awake.
Batman.
Well, I will also add to that too. I think as we continue to race, I think the guys are getting more and more comfortable around each other. The guys are starting to learn where guys might be, kind of racing styles and racing against opponents. And I think you're just going to continue to see it get better and better. That's just my opinion. I mean, it's already, I think, leaps and bounds from where we started.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all I got for Shiesty's Eagle Eye, and I appreciate you guys letting me take that role on.
One eternity later.
Hey, Josh.
I tried to keep it as quick as possible.
You did great. We
Hey,
appreciate you, Trickle.
hey, Josh.
Yep.
I got to ask you a question.
Mhm.
Have you ever been driving down the road and a rock or something fly up and hit you in the windshield and cracked your windshield?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Well, we have a way to, if you're in a certain area, we have a way to fix that problem. Go for it, sir.
All right. If you live in or around Jamestown, New York, you have the best, and I mean the best, auto glass company around. With over 30 years of experience, you know you can trust them with any of your auto glass needs. For serious inquiries, please email firstplaceautoglass@yahoo.com. That is firstplaceautoglass@yahoo.com. First Place Auto Glass, the leader in auto glass. That is a big shout out to Mr. Robert Leonard, aka Bullet Bob. He's been running with us forever. He owns his own auto glass place, and he's an awesome guy to deal with. He's got amazing reviews online, all over Facebook. You know, he's a great guy all around, and he was a one man band. He will do everything himself, and he's a great guy to have. And he's a sponsor of the channel as well. Yeah,
Hey, I told him one time, I said, you ever open a shop here in Charlotte area? I don't know how to change out glass, but I will learn how to, and I will leave the security field and come work for them. So, I mean,
he is, man. Bob's a great guy. You know, we live in the same state, and I still haven't seen his ass. So one of these days, I gotta get out there, and he's gotta go bring me get one of those big ass prime ribs he does, because that's what I'm down for. I'm down for it. But Bob, we
yep.
appreciate you, and thank you for being a part of the league and a part of the channel. Greatly appreciated.
And thank you for coming back to the league.
Oh, Beams, we're gonna get fucking nailed. But anywho,
Yeah, my
we
fault.
can't be
That was a
doing-
misclick, and I apologize.
And that's That everybody, the voice that you just heard, that is Bames. He's the soundboard technique here, technician around here. He's quiet in the background except for his little soundboard. So big shout out to Bames for the things that he has done to help out with this podcast. Thank you, Bames.
I would have stopped at one clap, but that's just me.
Boo. Oh,
Well, sometimes you got to get a little bit more.
You're not that guy, pal.
But let's keep this show moving. Temple's Drama Raba. It actually was hard to find stuff for this week. I found two things pretty quickly. The third the third one was a little difficult, but I think we got this figured out. So without further ado, let's dive into the first one. I wanted to originally say oh shit, but ChatGPT would not allow me to say shit. So oh shoot, I have no break. That was a big issue. Like we were talking about with Trickle before about this self-inflicting on certain people. That's causing a big issue within the league. Guys are just either pile driving it into a corner, especially at Watkins Glen. Holy hell. Um, or they're just they're trying to use their normal breaking point. They're not breaking for others. You got to break for others when you're in a pack of cars. So that's the first thing I want to say is holy hell, guys, use the fucking brake.
I started calling out at Watkins Glen last night. I'm sure you heard me in the chat, in the Discord.
Hmm.
I'd look in my rearview mirror and register whose car that was. Like, hey, so and so, I'm braking.
Hmm.
Because several times, I would go to brake to get into the turns, and I'd get ass packed, and it's like, dang gum. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
add to that.
Yeah.
In turn one, I made the mistake once. I didn't ass pack, but it's something seen like when you practice with, 3, 4, maybe 5 guys, you
Hmm.
can see the entire field going into turn one on a restart. When you go into a restart on turn one and you have 18 packed cars, it's I don't know if it's you're hyper focusing on the car in front of you that I'm not seeing the cars in front. All of a sudden, check up 3 cars in front of him. It's just all of a sudden it's like you look like you're going normal, and then all of a sudden it's like oh shit, and then it's reactionary. Like it's just something we should probably start to back up the first corners on some like stuff like that, or even in first corners in general, and just let guys get going.
Amen. A fucking man. Especially at a road course. I mean, guys, come on. We're at a fucking road course. Slow it down. We ain't gonna win it in the first turn. Just fucking use that goddamn brake. All right. Next one, what we got? I put this one in there for myself. I don't trust these ghosted cars, but I'm gonna test the waters. Wolfie, I love you. You're a great guy. But holy hell, when you were ghosted, I just went on and sent it right through you, and it actually spun his car out, and I like just drove through him. That's like, I don't know. That's the one thing that I'm not a fan of is the ghost thing, but it's just, and we've learned this before. Continue to keep understanding it. If it's a ghost car, race it like it's a normal car because it might come back to bite you or bite them. So be easy. Fucking ghost cars.
yeah, I get so nervous when I come upon a car that's ghost out because you want to run your line, but the thing is, you never know when their car is going to come back to, and
Hmm.
my luck, I'll be right up on them, and that's when their car will come back, and it mess up both our race. So
Exactly.
Ironically, it seems like Wolfie is ghosted almost the entire race, every race I'm
that's just
around him.
that's just his lag switch.
It's no, I
that's how
blame Rooster.
that's how
Rooster's over there flipping it.
yeah. He's doing that so that you can't get a draft off of him. That's what it is.
Exactly. And hey, that.
Said said you ain't slingshot passing me.
Wolfie needs to drive the Ghostbuster machine.
All right. Oh my god. Last but not least that I had to talk about is this guy. Dude, when are you gonna stop winning? Man, talk about a present day superhero. This is domination at its finest. It's time to start throwing bumpers. Samo, holy fuck. You were on a
Daddy,
tear.
chill.
Yes, you were on a tear. We see you. Take a step back. Someone else wants to win. Nah, but oh, in all seriousness, man, you are doing fucking phenomenal. And it is hard to beat your ass right now. Lakille, let's bring you back
You
in
still
here.
awake? Is he still awake?
Yeah,
So, I got a question for you.
yeah,
How do you feel on this whole Samo situation with Samo being like the big bad wolf right now?
yeah. He's just good right now.
Yeah.
That means we all gotta step up.
Dude, yeah, you better. You want the Rookie of the Year award too? You better go out there and whip that man's butt one of these days.
You know, Samo is a will man, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And to win, he's going to be down there running the Xfinity races and all that. So if you're going to want to compete for that championship, you've got to, you know, everybody's got to step up their A game and bring it because Smo's going to bring his A game.
Man, I'll
Yeah.
say he seems a lot more relaxed lately.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Probably 'cause he's winning.
He's out there enjoying it too. We heard him at Watkins Glen because who said
Yeah,
something?
yeah, he
MB.
said,
MB cracked a joke and he's like, you tell MB's having a good time."
I think I
yeah,
actually heard Samo laugh.
Hey, when you're out there running a half a second faster than everyone else, I mean, by all means, you're gonna be enjoying it.
That's Mr.
well,
Intimidator Jr. though.
He is.
it's like you hardly ever hear from Samo in the chat, but like at Texas, he goes around me to lap me and all, and I just follow his line, and he's like, "Nope, I bet that was a good lap," because he was watching me the whole time, and I guess in his rearview mirror and all that, and I looked down, I was like, "Oh shit, it was," and I actually ended up turning the fifth fastest lap of the race. So
I like turtles.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, oh fuck. You gotta give me a second. God fucking damn it, Beams. But but yeah, no, seriously, man's a fucking legend right now. He is doing great things, and yeah, there's no way to stop him.
well, I think part of it is one, we all know Samoa's a damn good driver,
Hmm.
you know, and we did away with the win in your in type situation.
Hmm.
So it's a point, literally point battle. And with the stack field that the Cup has in drivers with the JPRs, the Rebs, Speedies, and everybody else, he's going to go out there and put his best performance out there because if he slacks up, they could end up taking the points, and then he end up in Smo. He's going to shoot for that championship. That's his goal is the championship. So he's going to bring his A game, and if we don't step up our performance, Samoa's just going to run away with it.
Definitely, I 100% do agree. But we'll see what happens. I'm curious who's gonna win the Cup Series championship, and same with the Xfinity because both sides there's options, and we don't know it yet. Do we see the favorites so far? Yes. Is it gonna be the ones that actually get it at the end of the season? Who knows? But it's that type of time, guys. It was a great third episode. We're all waving bye. Thank you all for stopping in. Thank you to the sponsors. Yes. Thank you to the
Now, Trickle.
sponsors. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Jericho, thanks for coming in and filling in for Shiesty. Lakille, thank you very much for coming in and being a part of it. We're glad to have you both. And Bames over on the fucking keyboard. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, the killer, glad to have you on the show. Hopefully, next time we have you on the show, it's because you picked up a win.
Amen. But, alright. Trickle, you're filling in for him, so we need you to be ready for this. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. To be
To be
continued.
continued.
God damn it, Nep. Alright, guys, everyone.
Hey, I had it right this time.
Have a good
Trick will
night, and
come
we'll
in
see you
last.
guys. We'll see you guys next week.